Hello, welcome to my studio. Today's Tuesday tip is all about art. Let's get right in it. For my art tip today, I'm going to use my latest piece to show you how to fix your charcoal so that it does not get all over the place. You want to save and preserve whatever you use pencil or charcoal on, because when you store it, even if you store it as carefully as you can using dog clips, parchment paper, or any type of wax paper to try to prevent smudging, smudging can still happen. And when you're storing your pieces, you do not want them to be smudged in places where you clearly want there to be highlights and lighter shadows. For this piece in particular, I wanted this white strip to be here, and I needed to stay there. And because this is so dark and I had to use so much charcoal, there was a lot of dust that came off of it. So a quick, easy way to get dust off of it, now you can simply just tap the board either on the side or on the back that you're using to draw on. I would not recommend using a brush, because a brush is just going to smear the charcoal, and as it smears, it's going to mess up your highlights. It's going to mess up what you drew, with lack of a better way of saying it. You can either tap it with your hand, or you can tap it like this and get as much dust off as possible. And then you're going to want to get yourself some fixative spray. This I've had for a really long time, and when I bought it, it was from Hobby Lobby, and it was $13. With inflation and prices of things now, I'm not entirely sure what it will be, but this can was $13, and I have used it for probably about 4 or 5 pieces, and I can still feel that I have about this much left in the can, if that helps give you an idea. This one in particular, because my charcoal was so heavy, I needed to make sure that it was sealed as much as possible, so I had to use this a lot. Now, I've already done it, so I'm not going to respray, but I'm going to show you that you just shake your can. You're going to need to be in a well-ventilated area, or better yet, outside. Even though I hate the idea of these chemicals being sprayed into the air outside, at least outside it dissipates easier and you're not breathing it in as clearly as you would even in a ventilated space. So you don't want to get super close necessarily, because the pressure from the aerosol can is going to it out, which could poof your charcoal. You've already tried to get the dust off, so there might not be as much dust after you've tapped it and removed the excess dust. But when you spray so closely and it does poof out, it could accidentally create a highlight where you didn't originally have one. So the pressure of the aerosol spraying can inadvertently cause not only a highlight, but it could also concentrate the spray in an area and then start to build up and trickle down, which of course is going to ruin your piece as well. So you're going to want to be a good distance away. You can get about this far as a safe distance. Being about that far away from it as you're spraying helps give it an even layer and prevent dripping. So you're going to want to start at the top and just work your way down, side to side motions. Think of it like when you're spray painting something, you want a nice even coat. And don't freak out whenever you first spray it. It is going to look a little bit different. Your charcoal is going to look really wet. Don't worry, don't touch it. Don't freak out. Don't start getting a sponge or a piece of cloth and start dabbing it, trying to dry it off. Do not do that. It will dry. It'll just take a few seconds, and once it does, it's going to look just like how you did before you sprayed it. Now, once you do a nice even coat, give it a few seconds to dry, go back and do it again, and then do it again, and maybe even third or fourth time, because you want it to be nice and fixed so that there's no smudging. Because I used a whole bunch of charcoal whenever I did this, so it would be really easy for this to get smeared because of how much charcoal I used on it. But because of my fixative, I don't have to worry about it. I am very confident that I can do this, and I'm not ruining my piece at all. Granted, you don't want to sit there and smudge it over and over again because you don't want to wipe off the fixative. You don't want to wear the fixative down. Even though it's dried, you don't want to wear it down to the point where you've removed the fixative and now you're starting to damage your artwork and you're damaging the paper underneath. I hope you liked this art tip. If you want to see more writing and art tips from me, please hit that subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the notification icon so that you never miss an episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!